Jai Vanspa Paramamsa Paribrajagacharya Sutta Sadasman Bhakti Vidhan Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananda Kodi Osnaminda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Thakur Ki Jai Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakti Vinda Ki Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gaur Krishna Sam Radha Kundi Ki Jai Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Navadvip Dham Ki Jai Ganga Mai Ki Jai Yamuna Mai Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Navadvip Bhakti Vinda Ki Jai. All glories to their soul. All glories to their soul. All glories to their soul. Thank you very much. Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a class on the Bhagavad-Gita as it is, first chapter, text number 7, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 11th of July, 1973, in London, England.
Sri Rupam Sakrajatam.
O best of the Brahmanas, for your information, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force.
So, formerly, 5,000 years ago, the same system, military, ordinary soldiers, then the captain, then the commander-in-chief, as there are gradation. In the modern age, the same thing was there. But Maharatha, they had good qualification. Maharatha means alone he could fight with many other charioteers. They are called Atiratha, Maharatha. There are different grades of fighters. So far Pandavas are concerned, their son, Subhadra. Subhadra means Abhimanyu. Subhadra's son. Because he was Subhadra's son, his name was Subhadra. Draupadi's son, they are called Draupadiya. In Sanskrit, just like Bhagini, sister, Bhagini. Her son is called Bhagineya, nephews. So there is a link. As soon as we speak Subhadra, that being Subhadra's son. The Subhadra's son, he was only 16 years old at that time. He was married with Uttara, the daughter of Maharaj Virat. So, they are all Maharathas, ordinary, not ordinary fighters. This Abhimanyu was killed by conspiracy by same commander-in-chief. Bhishma, Karna, Dronacharya, Ashwatthama, they all surrounded him. And they did not allow him to come out. They are very experienced commanders. So this is Kshatriya spirit. He was simply a boy, 16 years old, and he had to be killed by the combined efforts of very, very big commander-in-chiefs. He was so great fighter, Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu was. Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a class on the Bhagavad-Gita as it is, first chapter, text number 7, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Recorded on the 11th of July, 1973, in London, England.
Sri Rupam Chakrajatam.
O best of the Brahmanas, for your information, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force.
So, formerly, 5,000 years ago, the same system, military, ordinary soldiers, then the captain, then the commander-in-chief, as there are gradation. In the modern age, the same thing was there. But Maharatha, they had good qualification. Maharatha means alone he could fight with many other charioteers. They are called Atiratha, Maharatha. There are different grades of fighters. So far Pandavas are concerned, their son, Subhadra. Subhadra means Abhimanyu. Subhadra's son. Because he was Subhadra's son, his name was Subhadra. Draupadi's son, they are called Draupadiya. In Sanskrit, just like Bhagini, sister, Bhagini. Her son is called Bhagineya, nephews. So there is a link. As soon as we speak Subhadra, that being Subhadra's son. The Subhadra's son, he was only...
The following is a class on the Bhagavad-Gita as it is, first chapter, text number 41 through 42, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta.
So, they are all Maharathas, ordinary, not ordinary fighters. This Abhimanyu was killed by conspiracy by same commander-in-chief. Bhishma, Karna, Dronacharya, Ashwatthama, they all surrounded him and they did not allow him to come out. They are very experienced commanders. So this is Kshatriya spirit. He was simply a boy, 16 years old, and he had to be killed by the combined efforts of very, very big commander-in-chiefs. He was so great fighter, Abhimanyu was. So, Subhadra, Draupadi, similarly, Draupadi's sons also there. Sarvaiva Maharatha. Maharatha means one who could fight with 1,000 chariots on the other side. They are called Maharatha. Then Duryodhana, first of all, he pointed out the military strength of the opposite side. This is intelligence. One should take calculation of the opposing elements or the enemy's side. In fighting, the first thing is to take estimation of the enemy's side. How much they are strong, how they have arranged. Then one should calculate how to counteract, how to fight with them. This is intelligence. Without taking any calculation of the other side, if you are not prepared, then how you can become victorious? This is sane proposal. That is, upayam chintayat pragga apayam cha chintayat. A pragga, an intelligent man, not only think of the bright side, or this business or this fight or this, and so many things we have to deal with. Simply we should not calculate the brighter side. There is darker side also. We should always think, if there is some thief, if there is some rogue, they cheat us, then what precaution I am going to take? And this is intelligence. If I simply calculate that in this business I will make so much profit, in the meantime somebody comes and cheats me and go away, then therefore, upayam chintayat pragya apayam cha chintayat. Darker side also should be thought. That is intelligence. Just like that, after calculating the darker side, enemy means darker side. They can defeat me at any moment. That is darker side. So after calculating their strength, then Duryodhana is speaking about his own strength. Asmakam tu visishtyaji. Visishta. Not to speak of the ordinary soldier, but that Visishta. Visishta means those are specifically to be mentioned. High officers. Asmakam tu Visishtaji. Tang nibodho dijottama. He was in commander-in-chief. For 18 days there was fight, and one after another a commander-in-chief was killed. And 64 crores of men were killed in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And the battle was finished within 18 days, not lingering for some years. No. Fight to the best capacity and finish the business. No. So everyone, both the sides, Pandava's side and Kaurava's side, all were killed. Disho, Bhadra, Draupadaya, everyone was killed. And the other side also. Only the 5 brothers, they remained, and the one grandchild who was in the womb of the mother, he remained. Otherwise everyone is finished. Within 18 days. Such a great fight it was. And people from all parts of the world, they joined the battle of Kurukshetra. Somebody was criticizing me, Swamiji, you are introducing this Hare Krishna movement, people are becoming coward. They simply chant Hare Krishna. So I replied that you will see the power of Hare Krishna movement in due course of time. He required, because there are 2 battles in India. The battle between Ravan and Ram. Ram-Ravan. The battle of Rama. And another battle was battle of Kurukshetra. And in these 2 battles, the hero was Vaishnava and Vishnu. In the Ram-Ravan battle, Lord Ramchandra was there and his devotee Hanuman, Bajrangaji. Similarly, in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna was there and his devotee Arjuna was there. So, Vaishnavas, they do not simply chant Hare Krishna. If there is need, they can fight under the guidance of Vishnu and become victorious. Vaishnavas, one qualification is, out of 26 qualifications, one qualification is Dokha, expert. If there is need of fighting, they can fight like very expert. That is also needed. Krishna consciousness does not mean one-sided. Krishna as all-pervading. The Krishna consciousness movement also should be all-pervading. It should touch everything, even politics, sociology, everything is required. That is the end. Because Krishna's mission is Jada jada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharata paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam. There is two missions. Not only to give protection to the devotees, but also to kill the demons. Kill the demons. That is one side. So the devotees of Krishna should be trained up both ways. Not only to give protection to the devotees, to give them encouragement, but if need be, they should be prepared to kill the demons. That is Vaishnavism. It is not cowardism. It is not cowardism. When need be. Generally, a Vaishnava is non-violent. Just like Arjuna. In the beginning, he was non-violent, Vaishnava. He said, Krishna, what is the use of this fighting? Let them enjoy. So by nature he was non-violent. But he was induced by Krishna to become violent. Your non-violence will not help. You become violent. You kill them. I want. So, if Krishna wants, we shall be prepared to become violent also. And Krishna, that is open secret. That paritranam sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam. Two business of Krishna, two sides. So, those are devotees of Krishna, they should be trained up both ways. They should be prepared. But generally, there is no question of becoming violent. Unnecessarily. As the modern politicians, unnecessarily they declare war. A Vaishnava does not do so. No, unnecessarily. There is no need of war. When it was completely impossible to settle up the things between the Pandavas and the Kauravas, then Krishna said, all right, then there must be fight. When Duryodhana declined to spare in a portion of land holding the Suchagra, the point of a needle, he refused that I cannot spare in so much land which can hold the point of a needle. Then the war was declared. There is no question of settlement. Otherwise, Krishna requested that these 5 Pandavas, they are Kshatriyas. They cannot become merchant or Brahmana. Brahmana's profession is Patan, Patan, Jajan, Jajan, Dan, Pratigha. Brahman can take charity from others. A sannyasi can take charity from others. Not a Kshatriya or Grihastha. No, that is not allowed. So, they are Kshatriyas, they cannot take the profession of a Brahmana, neither they can take the profession of a mercantile man, businessman. They must have some land so that rule over, take taxation, and that is their living means. So, spare only 5 villages to these 5 brothers and settle up. Or what Duryodhana replied, no sir, what do you speak of 5 villages? We cannot spare even so much land which can hold the point of needle. Then the war was. So Vaishnava, they are non-violent. But if need be, they can become violent, for Krishna's sake. This is the battle of Kurukshetra. So, anyone? Or end here? All right, end here. Chant Hare Krishna.
The following is a class on the Bhagavad-Gita as it is, first chapter, text number 11 and 12, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on July 13th, 1973, in London, England.
Translation. Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, like the sound of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy.
So, Duryodhana was doubting that my grandfather, Bhishma, is more affectionately inclined to the other party. So, he may not be lenient in fighting. So in order to encourage Duryodhana, tasya sanjanayan harsam. I don't think that I am lenient, I am strong. Immediately, to encourage him, he blew his conch shell. Nowadays they use bugle. Formerly, the conch shells were used by the kings. And not that in modern days the fighting takes place. The poor soldiers, they come to fight, and the leaders, they remain in safety place. It is not like that. All of them came out. Kshatriya, Bhishma Dev came, Duryodhana came, Arjuna came, and face to face they have to fight. Not that the poor soldiers should fight and they would remain in a secure place. No. So, tasya sanjayanam harsam kuruvidha. Kuruvridha, the oldest man in the dynasty, Kuru dynasty, Pitamaha, is the grandfather of Arjuna and Duryodhana. The Dhritarashtra's elder uncle, his father's elder brother. He was very old man, brahmachari. And in that old age also, he was taking the risk of fighting. This is Kshatriya spirit. Not that only Dhritarashtra was escaping, not escaping, because he was physically incapable, blind. Therefore, he did not come in the battlefield. Otherwise, even Bhishma Dev, in such old age, he also came. This is Kshatriya spirit. When there is fight, there is no rest. And fight means either the other party should be killed or I shall be killed. Not that without any decision the fighting will be stopped. No, that cannot be. When there is two parties, must be belligerent, one party. The decision is that either you kill me or I kill you. Not that without killing one, without being killed one of us, the fighting cannot be stopped. It's like Jarasandha was fighting with Bhima. During daytime the fighting was going on. And at night Bhima was a guest of Jarasandha. As guest is honored, is respected, all the parties. But during daytime the fighting was going on. And this fighting went on for 28 days. Still there was no decision. Then Krishna gave hint, Bhimsen, that Jarasandha has got a defect. He is joined, two bodies joined. So if you bifurcate him, then he will be killed. So later on Bhimsen took that policy and Jarasandha was killed. So amongst the Kshatriyas, when there is fighting, unless one party is killed, the fighting cannot be stopped. This is the battle of Kurukshetra, to see the history of the point. So, very nice arrangement, Vedic civilization. Everyone is guided by the superior. The Brahmana guides the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriya guides the Vaishyas, and the Vaishya employ the Shudras. Chaturvarnamaya system guna karma vibhaga. In this way, 4 divisions of Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, they manage the whole society so nicely. The Kshatriyas, as the Kshatriyas' business was to give protection to the citizens. Similarly, Vaishya's duty was to give protection to the animals. Krishi goksha vanijjam Vaishya karma sabhav. Vaishya, they should engage themselves in agricultural production and giving protection to the cows, especially mentioned. Goraksha. Goraksha, cow protection is one of the items of state affairs. And now there is no cow protection. Poor cows, they deliver milk and later on they become slaughtered. How much sinful the modern society is, and they still want peace and prosperity. That is not possible. The society must be divided, Brahman, Kshatri, Vaishya, Shudra, and they must execute their proper duty. And the Vaishyas, they should give protection to the cow, and the Shudras, they should work under the direction of the higher three divisions. In this way, there will be nice management. Then, as it is stated during the reign of Maharaj Yudhishthira, Kamang Bavarsha Pujjanya, the nature also will help. If you keep things all right, according to the direction, then nature also will help you. Nature will give you sufficient foodstuff. Bhavarsa pujjanya, kama. Whatever the necessities of life, it will be supplied by nature simply by proper pouring of water. Vrishti. Actually, now the whole world is suffering for drought. There is scarcity of rain. And if the rain is stopped for 1 or 2 years more, there will be havoc. It is already there, havoc. In India there is famine, because they are mostly agriculturists. So there is famine. In other countries they have got industries, but India is not so industrially advanced. So without water, nothing can be produced. Therefore, during Maharaj Yudhishthira's time, Kamang Bhavarsa Pujjanya, Jajñād Bhavati Pujjanya. If you want sufficient water, then you must perform yoga. These are the indications, direction of the Vedic wisdom. So at the present moment, no other yoga is possible. The only yoga, Sankirtan yoga, is possible. Jaggai Sankirtanai Prayai Jajantihi Sumedas. So if this Krishna consciousness movement is taken seriously all over the world, and they perform Sankirtan yoga, everything will be adjusted immediately. Everything. But these rascals will not take it. They will suffer. Otherwise, all directions are there. People have to take the advantage of direction, perfect direction, without any mistake, and they will be. So, we are trying to introduce this Krishna consciousness movement so that people may come to their senses, take advantage of it, and be happy. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So there was some confusion today. The title which was selected, that title had a different lecture recorded on it. So devotees played that lecture which was earlier played. So we will not take the questions of the first lecture first. We'll take the We played a shorter lecture which was later played. So we'll take questions of that, and then we'll, in case time permits, we'll take the questions of the previous. So the second lecture was on Bhagavad-Gita 1.11 and 12. People want to be cheated, given in London. So previously, what was used in the war as a to declare that now war starts, and now what is used?
Previously they use conch shell, and now they use bugles.
So what is the difference between modern fighting and Vedic fighting?
In the Vedic fighting, all the soldiers, including the commander-in-chief, they used to go to fight. But in modern times, the chiefs, they will be staying in their chamber, and all the soldiers will go and fight.
Rebo! So in the modern times, the leaders, they remain in safety places. But Vedic time, leaders would go out. They lead from the front. So then he gave one, and then one policy is there in fighting among Kshatriyas. What is the policy? Okay. Prahlad Pranab.
Policy is that one of them has to be killed, then only the fight ends.
Rebo! So he gave one example of a fight and for this policy and how that fight ended and how long it went. Okay, there, Rajshekhar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada gave example of Jarasandha and Bhima fighting for 28 days, and then Jarasandha was killed at last.
How? How he was killed?
He was torn apart from between, and then Bhima threw one side at this side and then one side that side. So then it didn't join.
Haribo. So when he was killed, then the fighting stopped. Yes, that is the policy. So what are some of the qualities Prabhupada mentioned of a Kshatriya? Certain qualities, Prabhupada. One is connected to this policy only. Prabhupada told that, and he told two more. 3 qualities he told. Okay. Prabhuji ne bola ek lecture.
Ruling over other and charitable.
Okay. And one more he said. Haribo. So they do not go away from fighting. Prabhupada did not mention the Sanskrit words for that. Yuddha chapi apalayanam. No? So these 3 he mentioned. So then what is the nice arrangement in Vedic civilization? Nice arrangement. Yes, Satyananda Bhagavan.
Everybody is guided by the superior. Chaturvarnya Maya system, Prabhupada mentioning. So how Brahmana then guiding Kshatriya, Kshatriya Vaishya, and Vaishya is maintaining the Shudras. So everybody is guided.
Haribo! So Kshatriya and Vaishyas protect 2 different people. So what is 2 different people who Kshatriya and Vaishyas protect? Okay, Manish Prabhu.
Kshatriyas protect citizens and Vaisyas protect animals, especially cow.
Haribo! So what is happening today about cows? Simple question. Anyone can answer. प्रभु जी बताएंगे ISKCON गुरु. He loves cows. कौन बताएंगे? ठीक है, अमित प्रभु बताइए.
First of all, when the cow is giving milk, they keep it, and when there's no more giving milk, they send it to slaughterhouse for killing.
हरे कृष्ण. हरि बोल बोलने का इच्छा नहीं है, बहुत दर्द की बात है, बट थैंक यू फॉर आंसरिंग. हरि बोल. So, society must be divided into Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, and they must execute their proper duties. That is the nice arrangement. When this nice arrangement is there, then what happens? If this nice arrangement is there, then what happens? If everyone follows their division, follows the duties of their own division, then what comes? Arjuna Ishavu. One example he gave of a king who did that.
Prabhupada says there will be peace and prosperity.
Nature also will help. At the same time, Yudhishthira example gave.
Haribo. Kamam Vabarsha Parjanya. So at Maharaj Yudhishthira time, there was sufficient food stuff. How does Parjanya happen? Okay, there. Arvind.
यज्ञात भवति पर्जन्य. यज्ञ से पर्जन्य होता है, वृष्टि होता है.
हरिबो. और इस युग में कौन सा यज्ञ चल सकता है? और श्लोक भी बताइए. श्लोक बताइए जो श्लोक कोट किया प्रभुपाद ने. कौन बताएंगे? नया, कोई नया हाथ? सुदामानाथ प्रभु ने प्रॉम्प्ट करके बोल दिया. कोई नया हाथ? अरे इस युग में कौन सा यज्ञ चलता है भाई, कोई बताएगा? सभी ने बता दिया. संकीर्तन, उसका श्लोक बताएगा कोई? हाथ खड़ा करिए. सारंग मुरारी भी बताएंगे. चलो.
यज्ञ संकीर्तन.
हाँ बोली पूरा.
यज्ञ ही संकीर्तन प्राये रजंती ही सुमेधसा.
रीवा. So then Prabhupada writes in the end that otherwise all directions are there. People have to take advantage of this perfect direction without any mistake and they will be happy. So we are trying to introduce this Krishna movement so that people may come to their senses, take advantage of it and be happy. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. हरे कृष्णा. आज से कार्तिक मास शुरू हो रहा है, तो आज से दामोदर अष्टकम होगा. सभी भक्तों से विनती है, दामोदर अष्टकम के बाद भगवान को दीप करना है, दीप ऑफरिंग करना है. हरे कृष्ण. सभी लोग बैठ जाइए 5-10 मिनट के लिए. हरे कृष्ण. प्रभु गोस्वामी प्रभु दामोदर अष्टकम गाएंगे, हम सब फॉलो करेंगे पीछे. हरे कृष्ण.